report came out and the Obama administration declined to brand China as a currency manipulator, while saying the yuan remains significantly undervalued. The comments came just as the yuan closed at a record. So what is the true value of the yuan and where do you see it headed?
Well, I think there's a range of estimates about what the equilibrium value for the yuan is, but most estimates, and I would agree with this, shows that it's quite stronger than where we are right now. We've seen the yuan on an appreciating trend on and off for the last 6 or 7 years. I think there's still some way to go if you look at the current account surplus and the overall competitiveness of Chinese manufacturing. So we would expect to see the yuan continue to trend higher against the dollar and other currencies over the medium term.
The euro has weakened against the yuan over the past few months. How much further weakness do you expect the euro getting against the yuan?
Well, we're expecting the euro to weaken against the dollar over the next 6 to 9 months, and so that implies that we're also expecting it to weaken even further against the yuan, given that we do expect the yuan to strengthen against the dollar. So we see it continuing on in this trend. What tends to be the case is, as I said before, if Beijing is confident about the global outlook, then they will allow the yuan to strengthen. If you go back earlier this year when everything was very serious in Europe and people were very worried about a breakup of the euro, that's when you did see the yuan actually start to weaken. Now, in the last few months, though, I think there's greater confidence that we will avoid a collapse of the eurozone, and so that has allowed the yuan to start strengthening against the euro and other major currencies.
The Philippines pesos is currently the strongest Asian currency against the US dollar. What are the prospects for the ASEAN currencies against the dollar, and what are the best pair traits?
We do expect to see broad-based gains in ASEAN and broader Asian currencies over the next 6 to 9 months. What you're seeing is, firstly, a pickup in the yuan, the Chinese yuan, and when that happens, central banks and policymakers elsewhere in the region are more comfortable with letting their own currency appreciate because they're not going to be losing competitiveness versus their Chinese rivals. So the stronger yuan is a positive, I think, for most other regional currencies. And also we do expect to see a pickup in US growth, which will provide a boost to risk appetite and a boost to external demand for the region, which again should be supportive of currencies.
The Japanese yen has been weakening amid Bank of Japan's easing bets. What is the risk that other Asian currencies would depreciate along with the yen to stay competitive?
I think that you will see some concerns amongst policymakers elsewhere in Asia that they need to keep up with a weaker yen, but there's other factors also at play here. So as I mentioned before, we've got the yuan, the Chinese yuan strengthening, so that's going to offset, I think, the impact of the weaker yen. Also, what is happening is that you've got quantitative easing by the Fed, by the ECB and by the Bank of Japan, and that's producing a lot of global liquidity that is finding its way into high yield currencies such as you do find in emerging Asia. And so I think that's going to be the stronger influence, and that you will see upward pressure on most regional currencies despite the weaker yen.